Welcome to Innovative Technology in Science Inquiry. This is a free open source portal that is available for high school, middle school, and elementary science teachers who are interested in using models, simulations, and sensor activities with their students for inquiry science. If you're interested in starting an account, you can go to ITSIportal.concord.org, sign up as a teacher, and then you can create your own classes and you can draw from the activities that are here. When you are looking to get started, remember that there's a great help section with videos on how to get started with the portal up in the help section here. But the heart of the activities, or the activities in ITSI, as we call it, are here in the activities menu. And there is some transition, just as all technologies change over time. You're going to see that we now have some browser-based activities. And I'm going to highlight those first because those are an easy way to check out what an ITSI activity is, what it looks like, and how to get started. And then if you want to access the Java models and the sensor activities, you will look further into all of the tools in the portal. So I'm going to get started with just the browser-based activities. And these can be done from an iPad or any computer. And let's look at a model. And as you see here, the activities are broken into subjects and grade levels. And there are sensor activities and there are model activities. And I would like to look for a model. And I'm going to go to Life Science. And I'm going to go to Predator and Prey. And I know that it's an HTML5 activity because it has an icon that is a globe with an arrow. And when I click on this, it pops up. And it also says, attention, your data won't be saved unless you submit it or you're registered, and you're a registered student. So your students will sign up at the portal too. And all of those instructions are in the sign up and here in the help. And then once you've opened an activity, the idea is that your students read the engage portion of the inquiry and they ask themselves, what adaptations help predators and prey survive? And there's a nice opening picture of a red-tailed hawk and its food. How do you think a potential prey animal could hide from a hawk? So let's get our students thinking. Ask them an open response question, maybe camouflage. Prompt your students to use full sentences. And all of this structure can be edited by you in the editing tool. So if you don't particularly like the way the question is worded, you want a sentence starter, you can do that. And then there are procedures. So it explains what's going to happen. The students are going to interact with this model. And when they're ready to start the model, they click here. And they interact with it, and they can try to keep their rabbit alive. They have to move their rabbit over, they have to eat grass, and I think the kids are a lot better at doing this than I am. They can use the arrow keys. No, they have to use their mouse. Oh, I've got a hungry rabbit. I've got to really start going for some food here. Okay, congratulations. Your bunny was able to find enough food to survive. And what you see down below here is a graph of that information. And now your students can take a snapshot of that graph and answer this question. When your rabbit is done eating, look at your graph. What happened to the plant population? And I'm going to click on that. This is going to add a screenshot of the graph into what's called the snapshot album. And I can actually explain that the plant plant population looks about the same. So this is where you may have to prompt them and coach them on interpreting the graph. And then when they're ready to save that, that gets saved into the album. They can close their album and go on to collect data 2. And they follow the directions for collect data 2. And then you can see they're going to get some different results. They're going to take another snapshot and they're going to answer a question about what happened to the plant population as more rabbits moved into the field. And then again, the model gets a little bit more complex because we're going to add a predator to the field. So these are some very interactive simulations that help students deepen their understanding of science. You'll also notice that there is a concluding career STEM question. And one of the things you'll notice in every activity in ITSI is it includes STEM careers, qualifications for that position, a description, salary, and what kind of coursework you might have to take to become a wildlife biologist. And that's an important connection with science and inquiry, is looking at careers. And some students finish rather quickly and would like further investigation. Further investigation and challenge is always provided with each model activity in the ITSI portal. And remember that this entire lab is customizable through the portal. You can clone an activity, you can change it, you can modify it, it's free, it's open source, and at the end you can have the students submit their data. If they're registered users in your class, you will see their reports. I find that this is an incredibly useful tool as an online distance learning science teacher. I can have my students do activities, I can see their snapshots and their responses, and when we move into the sensor activities, I can see their data collection, and they get in the habit of taking a snapshot and putting it in their album. So this is great. If you have any more questions about ITSI activities and the portal, please look us up at itsiportal.concord.org, and we have a professional learning community on Schoology. Please join us there.